Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? I hope you have a good evening. I wanted to show you what's going on. And I got to put some people on blast. Bruce Finney, who's the admin of Superman in the comic universe. Sorry, buddy, but you're going to be on blast today. Let's go. So Bruce Finney, he comes with this video, How Justice League Ruined Batman. He says, any thoughts, anyone? He's the admin. Alright? And so a lot of people have different responses. This obviously is a negative video. I'll go through some of the aspects of it. But I want to show you something, first of all. What I did, my response to the video. And we'll explore some things. I'll explain what's going on. Let's get into it. So I said, you people are so gullible to narratives. That's the people above who said, oh yes, exactly, it's true. I said, this guy tricks you into believing him. Batman at no time in this movie is playing for laughs, because they said that Batman, he's jokes and he's like the 69 Batman, and he's like, alright, that's what the guy's claim is. The second point, the comedy that happens with Batman, as Ben Affleck says, always is being played off of him being the straight man. At no time did Batman do anything for a laugh. It was situational humor, except where he said, I'm not the one carrying the pitchfork line, which in other words is telling Aquaman that he's crazy, since Aquaman has been calling Batman crazy throughout the movie. So the guy was saying that Batman is all about jokes, 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 and it wasn't true. And he didn't cite a single situation. This guy just goes into it in the video above and doesn't cite a thing. Notice I'm going with points. Then I say 3. This guy straight up lies when he says Batman comes across as the least useful to the team when he is the one who assembled the team. So the guy claims that Batman wasn't useful, or he appears not to be useful to the team. But here's the thing. He assembled the team, like I said. He provided the plan for the team to deal with Steppenwolf twice, in the underground passageway and then in the final battle. This he also did in Justice League Unlimited, and he was the guy leading the team and carrying out the distraction to get the team to face Steppenwolf in the Justice League movie. Number 4, the guy's ridiculous claim that Batman took down Darkseid would not work in this universe, because if he is being consistent, Batman had to run from Doomsday. If he's running from Doomsday in BVS, which this guy praises, how come he would not engage Steppenwolf now that he's in Justice League? Of course he won't engage Steppenwolf, right? If he ain't dealing with Doomsday, he's not going to deal with high-powered Steppenwolf. For that very reason, he assembled the team. His critique of Batman using mother boxes to resurrect Superman operating outside of Batman's logic, because he has little understanding of the mother boxes, this was one of his claims, is inconsistent, as he used a radioactive kryptonite rock, which he had little understanding of as well, as a weapon against Superman. If you do know, he knew that the kryptonite rock would kill Superman, but it was also radioactive, and he didn't know what those effects of those things would be, right? So, I'm just saying. But he, using his common senses, realizes that Cyborg was brought back by the mother box, and using logic, which this guy claims he does not use, he realizes that it can bring back Superman, given that they have the nutritive environment in the Kryptonian ship, that is the amniotic chamber. So of course, there was a risk, as there was a risk with the kryptonite for Batman to beat Superman. He knows that, which is why he's consistent in using the 1% rule, once again, in Justice League, as he used in BVS, showing Chris Terrio's writing. The guy is hoodwinking you guys who can't think nor reason deeply, but need someone to digest stuff for you. And when someone questions the logic of this guy, you're too stupid not to see that his logic has hole after hole. Learn to think for yourself and stop waiting for someone else to digest stuff for you. Okay? That's what I said. This is what this guy, who's the admin of the group, this is what he had to respond. And some people agreed with me, right? And I said, I wish people would think for themselves. They don't do that anymore. Bruce Finney says, yes, but calling them stupid for thinking differently than you really wasn't the way to go about it. You don't know if people already thought this long before this video was posted. The problem that he has here is that if somebody was thinking what I was thinking before this video was posted, and they agree with the video, then that is the hallmark of being stupid, because it means you choose to believe this video, given the evidence that shows there are holes in it. You choose to believe it, and I give the reason for that. I go on to answer Bruce Finney by saying, I laugh and I say, so you take offense to me calling people who do not think for themselves and allow others to think for them stupid. You do realize that is what I'm saying, or you choose to misinterpret what I'm saying. You take offense to me using the word stupid for people and totally miss the boat on my point. You go into emotions instead of follow the logic of reasoning. As such, you would feed off of how someone makes you feel instead of what they're saying. If there are people who agree with the guy's flawed argument, it's because they're not critically thinking and have taken what I have said into account. Means critically thinking or have taken what I've said into account. Okay, so either or. That means I'm not saying what I say is right. I'm saying the points that I made, they haven't taken those things into account. Or if they have, they're not critically thinking at the moment. They're thinking with their emotions. And so, question what the guy was saying. Instead of becoming emotionally attached to my tone, why not cognitively listen to what I was saying for a minute? I chose my words in a certain manner so that when you are provoked to respond, you would take a moment and process what I just said. I expected a knee-jerk reaction from you. And then he goes back to say, I didn't say you were right or wrong. So just you walk off all that rage, fella. That's what he told me. Walk off all that rage, fella, as if I'm angry. I wasn't angry. I was just correcting him. So he goes on to say, actually, no, I'll just mute you now. Then he goes on to say, when you're done being an absolute ass for no reason, then talk to me. I'm a neutral party on this post. Like, he's the one angry, obviously. And he's taking out his rage on me, right? And then he goes on, and he blocks me from commenting, and he goes on, by the way, not going to open your inbox message, boy. Next time, watch who you decide to mouth off at private messaging me over being muted. Who's emotional now? Lol. But the funny thing about it was, I actually, when we go into the messaging here, I'm laughing away at him. I'm saying, an admin that can't take the truth. Oh, a butthurt admin that can't take the truth. And I'm laughing. Oh, you will have to block me forever now that I know you're emotional. And I'm laughing. And I'm just laughing at this guy because I can just make a video about it. And I'm making this video right now to show you guys that I didn't say anything wrong to this guy. Right? He got triggered and then he blocked me. That happened to me in 2 other groups. But all of the people who blocked me in the groups were pushing this narrative that, you know, either Batman was bad or something about Justice League was bad. And he's pushing that narrative. So obviously he's offended that the people who were swallowing this narrative, if you look earlier on here, these people are saying exactly. I don't think Ben Affleck's fault though. I didn't expect even Flash to be that kind of comic relief character. They made him a joke. And then Suzanne Brown, she said, shut up to the guy. He ain't block her because she never gave a reason. I gave reasons and sound logic. And these guys, every time I make the arguments at work, they're like, oh snap, man. This guy, he gonna expose us. And they take me out their groups. See what's happening? So I decided, if you guys are in his group, put him on blast. You know what I'm saying? Let him put him on blast about what he did. I think that he got emotional, obviously. I want these guys to understand that they have to be accountable for what they do. Because up to now, he feels he has absolute power. You don't have absolute power, Bruce Finney. Don't. And you got to come from logic and reasoning when you start to deal with another person. If you're going to argue with somebody, ad hominem can only go so far. It can only go so far. So, Superman and the comic universe, ladies and gentlemen, they're biased. All of this thing about thoughts and he's being neutral, if you was neutral, you'd have let me say my piece and you wouldn't have blocked me. Right? You would have spoken and you would clarify yourself and where you come from. But you couldn't do that. So you had to block. So, Bruce Finney of Superman and the comic universe, you're on blast, my friend. And I have no problem with it. Because you guys, especially like the guys in the industry, there was a guy who was putting out a piece. I did curse the guy though. I cursed him out. I used the F word on him. There was a guy who's putting out a piece that was completely deceptive. And there was another guy that was doing the same thing. And when I called them out on it, they blocked me. And the other guy, he said, I'm going to get you back for it. And he disappeared. And he was with a newspaper article. And he just disappeared. He withdrew his post and he disappeared. That's what's going on. And like my boy would say, my boy here, let's see his name here. Leroy Kong. He says, these people playing it nasty. They doing dirty. And they think nobody going to see it. So they try to plant their seeds. Now he realized that my posts are detrimental. He was putting this post hopefully to put doubt in people's minds and sway them another way. If you are in Superman in the comic universe, if you're in that group, put this guy on blast. Let him kick you out of the group. No problem. Put him on blast. These kinds of groups have a lot of people in them. So this guy, he wants to use his platform to sway people another direction. Put him on blast. Put Bruce Finney on blast. All you guys who are of this group, put him on blast. It's simple. Let the people start dealing with this dude because he's being dishonest. He's not moving straight. If he was moving straight, he wouldn't have blocked me. Because all I'm doing is pointing out things to him and saying, you're going on an emotional level. You keep on addressing me on an emotional level. You're not looking at the content. When the other lady said, shut up, you didn't have nothing to do with her. But when it comes to me, because I'm putting information to the table that shows flaws in this guy's logic, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Bruce Finney? What you gonna do, Bruce Finney? Hey, everybody, look at Bruce Finney. This is Bruce Finney, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bruce Finney. You know, Bruce Finney think he have muscles and stuff. Look at him. Man, he do work out in the gym. Bruce Finney cannot take that. Your boy is giving logical answers and talking from a logical perspective. Bruce Finney cannot push his agenda. Bruce Finney of Superman and the comic universe now has a problem. He has a problem because you're not being consistent as an administrator. You must be fair with people. If you got rules in your group, you keep your rules in the group, but you be fair with people. So Bruce Finney, when you try to teach people lessons, do understand that in this age of social media, we can record you. And we can actually in real time handle you. Understand what I'm saying? So when you think you got power, just remember, somebody's watching you. Have a good one, guys.